It came and it went and now it's over. But what I want to know is, did you purchase anything at the semi-annual Sephora VIB sale? I picked up a few things and this is my haul. Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Melissa and we're doing the obligatory Sephora haul after the big sale. I am going to do it in what I call a haul it on style. So it's like a kind of a try on while I'm also sharing what I picked up. You and I can be kind of surprised together. Hopefully pleasantly surprised. I think these kind of videos are fun to share initial reactions. So I do have my sunscreen on, the Olay Complete Daily Moisturizer with Sunscreen, a broad spectrum SPF 30. I recently shared this in my Instagram stories. I just wanted to reiterate that this is my go-to sunscreen. I did reach out to the brand because there is no sunscreen in this next product, and they told me I should use a mineral sunscreen, let it dry down, and then apply the product. Now you're all going, what's the product? I am going to go through these kind of in the order that I would normally apply. So we're going to start with a foundation. Yes, I bought a foundation. Like, I don't need another foundation, but I've been dying to try this, probably for about 9 months. And this is the Kosas Tinted Facial Oil. And I guessed that I was tone 3. So I have been giving this a good shake. That's one of the things they do tell you. You need to give it a real good shake. You can hear how liquidy it is. And it has a little dropper like this. And from what I understand, just comes out very fast. Dot a couple of drops. The more drops, the more coverage, and then you just blend it in. So that's what I'm doing. And they recommend blending it in with your fingers. I like this color. I think this color looks good on me. I need a little bit more on my nose. So I'm not going to use any concealer today. I want to see how this coverage looks without concealer, and I can always add that at a later time. But for now, I just have this foundation on my face. I need to get my triple, quadruple X mirror going so I can see how it looks up close, and then I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. So this is without setting it. There's no powder on, and it does look a little shiny, but it is also pretty warm up here with all these lights on. So that's something I will give it a little bit of a pass on. I feel like maybe it's still drying down a little bit. I do see in the mirror, I must have a little dry patch here, and it has emphasized that a little bit. Overall, I think the coverage is really pretty good considering it's such a liquidy, lightweight foundation. It is obviously quite pigmented. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, and once I'm done zooming in, I am going to like powder up a little bit because I don't want to be quite this shiny on camera. Alright, let's go ahead and zoom in. So as far as coverage goes, I always look to see how well this hyperpigmentation gets covered, and I think it gets covered really well. And I don't dislike the way it looks under my eyes or on my nose. It is settling a little tiny bit. But again, this is the first time I'm using it. I really haven't perfected the application process. I'm kind of excited about this. I am going to take a little Laura Mercier translucent powder just to powder up a tiny bit. This is something I had. I did not purchase this in this haul today. I just want to set this a little bit. So I like it even better after it's been set. So product number 1 is this Kosas Tinted Facial Oil. So next up is a product from NARS. I ended up getting the Hot Nights Face Palette. This is what the box looks like. This is the product. The top row are eyeshadows, and the bottom row is like a bronzer and a highlight. So this is it is a face palette. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that on my face, and we'll see what we think of that. I do want a little bit of eye primer, so I'm going to use this one from Lorac. It's the behind the scenes eye primer. I'm just trying to use it up. It's part of what I'm trying to pan, and this is like a year's supply, so good luck with that is what I say to myself. So while that's drying down, I'm going to do a couple of quick little swatches. You all know I'm not the best at swatching, but here are some finger swatches. You can't see this first color is super light. It practically matches my skin tone. So those are the eyeshadow colors, and this is the bronzer and highlight. That looks really pretty. Always seems like a good spot to put it until I try and do this. But yeah, they're here. Okay, let's dive right in. I'm gonna start with like a fluffy brush, a medium fluffy brush, and go all over my lid with this first shade here. And this does have a really beautiful big mirror, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. Just gonna lightly dust this all over my lid. Just wanna see what the website says about this color. So this says it's an iridescent pink beige, and I guess I can see that. The next shade I'm gonna go into is, I'm confused by this. It says that this shade, iridescent soft violet, is what they're calling this. We'll see. I'm gonna go in with a fluffy brush and just put that in my crease. That's pretty pigmented. And I'm just gonna get a fluffy brush and just blend that around a little, just to soften that. Next up is what they're calling a shimmering cranberry, which is this shade here, and I'm gonna put it on the outer edge of the mobile part of my lid. Just okay. Can you see that? How can you not see that? That's pretty bright. That's pretty intense. And it is, just so you can see, it is kicking up a little bit of powder. It is a little powdery. I don't think that's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. It just is a thing. Then in the last color, which they're calling a shimmering deep purple, I'm gonna just hit that with this fluffy brush. I really want to tone down some of this warmth here and just cool it down a little bit, because this is a little bit of a warm look for me. Go back into that first color and just put that under my brow bone again. I wish that were a little bit brighter. And I think I'm gonna take the dark purple on a smudgy brush and just smudge that under my lower lash line a little bit. I love this color. It's gorgeous. And even though the shadows feel like a little powdery coming out of the pan, I don't really have any fallout. So before we go in for any kind of close-up, I'm gonna go ahead and use the bronzer. I'm going to use it kind of blush-like, because there is no blush in this palette, and the highlighter, which is really quite pretty. Shall we zoom in a little bit? Let me put a little mascara on first, because mascara makes everything better. I think that's really quite a pretty look. I have a couple of lip colors here. Yeah, I know. It's a problem. I picked up these two of Bobbi Brown's crushed liquid lips, one in Give a Fig and the other in a Jam, and they look like this. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these for you. So here they are. This one is my favorite out of the two. They call this a rose, and I've decided I don't particularly love rose-colored shades on me. Let me go ahead and swatch this one first, because I think it's the lighter of the two. This reads very warm to me. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. So I do want to go ahead and try this with like a lip liner underneath and play around with it a little bit. This is in a Jam. I like this one so much better. Is it me, or does this palette read very fall? Like, I think the eye look is very fall. What do you think? It's really pretty, but it may take a little vacation during the summer, and I'll bring it out in the fall. Leave me a comment below. I have one more lip color, and it's a doozy. This is a lip color from Kosas, and it's in the shade Electra, and it's red, girls. Well, it's supposed to be red. Wow, it doesn't look that red. Whoa. Whew. I'm not sure I like that. And I definitely don't like it with this eye look. So she's coming off. Let's move on, shall we? Oh, I didn't swatch that on my hands. Let me go ahead. It's right over here. So the next one is a palette from Marc Jacobs. I decided I really have been wanting this editorial palette, even though it looks very fall. I really just can't keep my eyes off of this. Here are the first 4 shades. Look at that. That's so pretty. The last 3 shades. Wowzer. I can't wait to play with that. That'll have to happen in another video. So the last item pretty much blew my entire skincare budget on one thing. It is the NuFaced Line Smoothing Device. So I need to read about this and experiment with this. I'm assuming it needs to be charged. So I don't want to put this on over my makeup. I need to read about this a little bit. I know nothing about these. All I know is I've been wanting one for a really long time. The big ones are really just out of my budget. I can't spend $450 on a device. What appealed to me about this is it was much less, and then with a discount, it would be a way for me to test this type of product and see if it's like a winner for me. To be continued on this, because I am going to do a whole video on this with some before and afters and tell you what I think after I've used it for a little while. I upload videos every Saturday morning, and I will include a link to last week's video right up here. And if you are new to my channel and just stopping by for the first time, I would love it if you'd hit this little bee icon here and subscribe to my channel. Bye!